Hello, vinyl community. Back to do recent vinyl finds. It's been a while, and I changed my setup in the background. I had my turntable here and my receiver, but they are over there now. Still got the speakers. Okay, right. Okay, so recent vinyl finds. It's been a couple of weeks. I'm on my parental leave, and I still have 2 months to go. So that's great, spending time with my daughter who turned 1. But you're here for the records, not me talking about my family. So I'm going to start off with this. Thank you so much, Paul. Baraka P. Dub. I played this not once, not twice, but maybe 3 times now. And here's my 2 cents. This is Something Else by Cannonball Adderley, Miles Davis, Hank Jones, Sam Jones, and Art Blakey. Blue Note, classic record. And this is the Music Matters sealed copy that Baraka P. Dub was kind enough to send me as a VCLT. Original, taken from the original tapes. Yeah, as I said, I played it 3 times now. It just floored me right from the start. The sound quality of this press. So I wish that I had that all my jazz records were Music Matters records, but it's not. Man, oh man, fantastic. 33 RPM, but I think that there's a 45 also RPM too, at least that Paul has talked about, but I'm not super sure. Thank you so much again, man. Thank you so much. So yeah, moving on to a score I did maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months ago in Gothenburg. I got a copy of Horace Silver and Jazz Messengers on Blue Note, and this is once again a Pate French reissue from the 80s that they did. But sound quality, I mean, if you compare it to Music Matters, it's shit, but if you compare it to anything else, it sounds pretty good. And I'm very happy with it. Now, the music-wise, I think that of listening to a couple of Horace Silver records now, he's not my favorite pianist. I mean, if you compare him with people like Cecil Taylor, who has a completely different style playing, maybe almost like a different genre in jazz. But even like Bud Powell, who played a little bit earlier, I think. I may be talking in my beard right now. But if you compare them, in my opinion, the style of Horace Silver, a little bit more laid back, is not my cup of tea, really. Now, Art Blakey plays on that, of course, and his drumming is just fantastic on this one. So, I don't know, maybe of the Blue Notes I've heard, it's maybe on the mid-range, a little lower maybe. But still a really good record. One of those classics that you read about in books and papers. And yeah. Moving on, one that I got for free. Ben Webster meets Oscar Peterson on the Verve Classics. And I kept this from a big, huge stack of records that I found or got for free. Because Ed Thigpen plays on this. He plays drums, and you also have Ray Brown on the bass. Ed Thigpen's drumming is interesting. He went to Copenhagen, I think, to play and live there. He died there also in the, I would say, 60s, 70s. And I have a 70s record where he played with a lot of Swedish jazz, young jazz musicians, called Reaction, I think, released on Sonnet. So I was interested in hearing how he sounded earlier. Good drumming, mediocre record, not like this fast-paced fusion that I crave. No, just kidding. Went on to a record fair. There's an annual record fair here in my town locally, or 2 times a year. And I went there 2 weeks ago. And this is one of the finds there, Graham E. Bond, self-titled record, not the first, but the first one he released, or recorded at least, in the States. Funny note, he released it on Pulsar, and he was not a prioritized artist on that label, so they even managed to spell his name wrong on the front cover. He's not spelling his name with an E. I believe that's the case there. So I mean, that says a lot. But blues rock, Graham Bond, Solid Bond is one record I have with John McDuff, Jack Bruce and Ginger Baker and all those guys. Really interesting, like composer of groups, but strong songs, really good. And they paid like $8 for that, and that's a steal, because it's a more valuable record, but they only released it once back in the 70s. That's the release. They released it on CD but never reissued it, so yeah, cool to find that. We all saw Teddy's video. We all see Teddy's videos when they are released, and every day that goes by without a Teddy video is a bad day. But never mind. One of the records that he showed in his latest, and the music sample that he did there, just grabbed me, just piqued my interest, and I bought it just by him talking about it and the little bit of snippet that we heard. And it's the SOS record by the three saxophonists, Alan Skidmore, Mike Osborne and John Sermon, where they blend the free jazz and saxophone based music with electronics and synthesizers. So you have Alan Skidmore on tenor sax, drums and percussion, Mike Osborne on alto sax and percussion, and you have John Sermon on baritone sax, soprano sax, bass, clarinet and synthesizers. And that kind of electronic touch that they give the music is just really spaced out and highly interesting. Really fun way to release a record. Check out Teddy's video. He talks a lot better about records, but especially on this one, than I do. And you can get the music snippet there. Highly recommended. On Oden. I don't know, this may be only interesting for Swedish people, but Thåström, a Swedish singer-songwriter, one of the best and most interesting now living. He released this in 2005, but it was re-released just now. Really hard to get on vinyl, and we all wanted it. And we can now all get it because it's re-released. One of the best records in singer-songwriters in Swedish history, in my opinion. Really strong, awesome, really good. So yeah, limited to 500 copies or 1,000 maybe. Yeah, I bought this for just $2 maybe, something like that, and it wasn't that good, but it's going into the collection anyway. Jim McGriff, Let's Stay Together, with a badass sticker here that I love. Look at that, and in pretty rough condition, but the vinyl sounds good. So you have Jim McGriff on organ playing covers, so it's like a mediocre organ-based jazz record from the mid-70s with covers of Georgia on My Mind and What's Going On, and you know, the theme from Shaft. But he does good versions of them. It's like you can have this in the background while cooking or something like that. It's like a little bit nice, kind of cozy 70-ish organ music. So to something more important. Anders' latest release on his Signals and Sounds label, Brända broar, Burnt Bridges, with Röjer på vinden, and that's like tearing up the addict, oh yeah, or like cleaning on the addict. It's like depending on how you are thinking. But without Anders playing on this one, yeah, really good. Check out, Anders did a video about this, and there's sound samples of it too. Pressing quality awesome, sounds terrific, music quality superb. It's really cool. It's easy to listen to, but it's complex. I don't know how to praise it more, or what to say about it. But it's really highly interesting. Check it out. I mean, if you're a jazz fan, you know about this, and you are following Anders' channel, Anders in Stockholm. So yeah, check that out. I can't talk about it without making a fool of myself. Moving on, Rune Gustafsson and It Seems, the sweetest sounds even. So I think the deal was, if I read the line notes correct, that It Seems had heard about Rune Gustafsson, the Swedish jazz guitar player, and wanted to play with him, and they recorded a record. I don't know if it was recorded in Sweden. Let's see, recorded no, in New York. So he went there, but it was released, a Swedish release on Sonnet Records. I have this here. Now I had this, but I didn't like it. I didn't like the kind of music. The sound quality was great, but the kind of music wasn't resonating with me at the time. So I sent it to Dr. Redwax, and he loved it. So since, I don't know, 2 years ago, 3, I don't know, I've been thinking about it. Like, what did I miss? So I found it for like $1, so I grabbed it again, and it's good. This is also made up of a bunch of covers, like A Song for You by Leon Russell and My Favorite Things also. But Rune's playing on the guitar is really good. There's the accuracy on the sound is fantastic, and the small details that he puts into the guitar notes, or whatever you want to call it, it's just so fascinating. Highly recommended. If you're a guitar fan in Swedish, or not in Swedish jazz music, but in jazz music in general, check it out. Paul, check it out. I think you will like it. So yeah, on the record fair I also grabbed a copy of this SBB 3 in, I don't know, they are kind of flimsy, these Polish releases, but in pretty good condition, and the vinyl looked great. It wasn't dirt expensive, so on Musa Records. Progressive rock with maybe a touch of fusion, I don't know, maybe a little bit touch of fusion, but mainly progressive rock. Really interesting release of these guys, and I don't know much about them. They released a bunch of records. This maybe is the third, maybe later. Maybe they released a couple of records without the numbers. But I'm definitely gonna look for more. Yeah, good. And now to a box set. I was going to buy the new Ghost record. So when I did that, I grabbed the limited box set. I mean, Ghost is one of those bands that just jumped on this vinyl craze, and they do a green version, an orange version, this store exclusive and that store exclusive, and box sets, and I don't know, lunch boxes and t-shirts, and fuck, I hate it, but it's what it is. And if you're gonna buy something, and they have the box set. I mean, I bought that. So this is the front cover of the box set, and it's limited to 2,000 copies or 5,000 copies or 10,000 copies. I don't know. I got number 1466, and there's the songs there. And what you get in the box set is a book with the artwork and some photos. Very nice. And you get a small envelope with the cross there, with photographs. And you also get, and this was why I bought the record. You get a limited edition press exclusive of a 10-inch Zenith, and I love the Rosemary's Baby artwork there with a cart, and that's just that's so good. the materialism of us collectors is just, I mean, they grabbed it on this one. Really good. And a poster. So here's the poster. Looks like that. That's the unnamed ghouls and Papa Unanimous, or whatever it's called. And the record, black edition. Now, the music. I mean, I buy the whole thing of them being satanic, and it's not heavy metal at all, in my opinion. It's pop rock, radio-friendly pop rock, and almost like, I want to say boy band, but I wouldn't get too much shit from the heavy metal community, so I won't say that. But for being a pop rock record, radio-friendly, easy to listening to, it's awesome. And in my opinion, one of the strongest releases this year. There's not a bad song on here, and they shift between genres almost, but still keeping it real and doing their thing on every song. Like, you have progressive stuff, you have ballads, you have bombastic 80s kind of songs, and one song is like crossing Slayer with ABBA, like they have had a bastard child or something like that. It's just like insane, but it works. For me, it works all the way. And I love Ghost's first record. I thought the second one was pretty dull, but the first one is still the best. This is a close second. It's almost the best. It's just magnificent. It's more polished this time, more studio friendly. I mean, they had more money doing this. They are a thing now, and you can hear it, and they know it. But why don't they just go for it? And this anonymous thing with no one knows who's playing and all that crap, I buy that too. I think it's awesome. Because why not? I mean, you sell more records, you get more people going to the shows. Why not do that? I mean, Slipknot and Kiss have done it and they failed, so why not try it this time, see if this works. So yeah, Ghost's new one of the best records this year. Fuck, I'm sorry, it's just like that. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and please comment if you have the time and feel like it, and I'll see you soon.